Hey Cancer Leos, welcome into your Virgo season forecast here at Cusp of Roses. My name is Gabrielle. For those of you that might be new to the channel, welcome in. For those of you returning, welcome back, my loves. And special shout out to all my channel members tuning into this message early and ad-free. I love you all so very much, and I thank you for your love and support of this channel and my work. It means the absolute world to me. If you want to become a channel member to watch readings like this and so much more early and ad-free, plus get access to bonus messages, join at the link in the description box below. All right, Cancer Legos, your Virgo season energy is straightforward and to the point, and I love it. You stood your ground on a truth, and now you get a wish come true. Okay? There is a reason to be excited, Cancer Leo. There is excitement in your energy. There is a new beginning coming your way. Now, I will say that you might have a little bit of gossip rolling around through a friend group of yours, so clock it, okay? Pay attention to who's maybe, getting little snarky comments in or saying a little bit of this, a little bit of that, okay? You might have some people that know your business or that want to know your business when it comes to some sort of something you're coming into alignment with or you're already in alignment with, okay? Just be mindful of that, but I don't really think it's thwarting or getting in the way of any sort of new beginning, new energy. I think you still should be excited about what's happening and what's going on here because it feels large, it feels abundant, it feels expansive, okay? Make sure you check out the ruling energies that I put in a comment underneath this video for Virgo season. Those are specifically channeled for your cusp energy. So tap in with them, see how they resonate with you. Let me know in those comments, okay? I appreciate it. But I'm going to start putting that energy out there because I am getting more specifics for y'all, okay? I want to focus, exactly, Spirit was like, let's get to the new beginning. I want to focus on the new beginning. What does this new beginning entail and look like in Virgo season for Cancer Leos? Thank you, Divine. The Emperor, period. You being in the power seat. You taking charge, taking control, leading your life, leading the way, or being a leader in some way, shape, or form. Okay, this could also point to who you may have a new beginning with, an Emperor in your energy. Tell me more about this new beginning in the Emperor energy. Coming out of the Five of Coins. This isn't somebody who needs to... Oh, okay. Well, shoot, the Empress right at the bottom. I was about to say, this isn't somebody who needs to be healed. This is somebody who's coming to do the healing. Okay, period. We like that. That's a good mindset. That's a good energy to be in. Maybe that is a little different. I feel like, Cancer Leos, we are always talking about how large your heart is, how kind you are, how sweet-natured you are. And if I'm recollecting your past few season readings and your birthday season message, it's like learning how to find that voice, learning when to pour out of that beautiful energy, maybe when to kind of hold it back a little bit, protect it, really. This is somebody that's coming in to take care of you in the way that you've taken care of others. They don't need you, they want you. Again, gotta love that energy. Okay? Shoot, I'm gonna take the Empress out. Because that's your justice. I'm gonna take that out too. And you know why you're getting this justice? Because you stood your ground on your worth. You found your voice. You decided to start protecting and guarding your energy. You started setting boundaries. That's a big thing we've been talking about for a good little minute, Cancer Leos. Boundaries. Not everybody deserves access to you. Don't necessarily have to cut everybody off, but you have to be mindful of what you pour out. especially when it comes to people who cannot pour back into you. And that's not always going to be the exchange, right? Sometimes it's a beautiful thing to pour, even when you know you're not going to get that back. That's totally okay and totally fine. But when you're doing that more often than not, how are you replenishing yourself? It's just, some of y'all have gotten your priorities together, and it's creating this balance and this justice. This could even be a relationship where y'all two might have been on the outs a little bit with each other, separated maybe with the justice here. But with the 5 of coins in reverse, it feels like you're coming out of the cold with one another. There could be a rejuvenation or a renewal of love between two people. That could be what the gossip is about. Okay? There's heavy gossip around this situation, though. Tell me, let's not focus on that, though. What's this new beginning between the Emperor and the Empress? Ooh. Yeah, that's a new flame, a new little spark. I just heard somebody's, like, attractive again. Maybe this was a much-needed separation between these two. I just heard someone got their mojo back. Somebody has their fire back. Somebody's feeling themselves. And maybe that's what was lost. Oh, I think that's so normal. Okay, these are true souls that absolutely do care for each other, love each other, but might have gotten lost in one another. And it's scary when you don't know where you begin and someone else ends. Or you don't recognize yourself anymore. And if you've reclaimed the vision of who you are, so has this Emperor. Or if you're the Emperor, so has this Empress. And that's what's going to make this coming together, or this rejuvenating energy, this renewal between you two, that much more potent and intense and better. Okay? Now, I will say, possibly, there could have been a third party here. Don't take it if it doesn't resonate, if that's not your story. The Hermit. 2 people could have been on the outs because there might have been an assumption of a third party. But I think this Queen of Wands has been in Hermit energy, so I don't, okay. If this Queen of Wands represents someone outside of the Emperor or the Empress, because it could be the Empress, it could be her energy. That could be what the Empress had to go within to reclaim their Queen of Wands. Yeah, that feels a little bit more settled in. And come on now. Yeah, that's exactly what it is. What? Cancer, Leo? Emperor fell out. The Empress was at the bottom. The Queen of Wands fell out. The King of Wands is at the bottom. What you are coming into the awareness of in Virgo season is that you really do have your match. Some of y'all are with your life partner. And although it might not feel like that at times, totally understandable, because people grow, people change. What I think is the beautiful journey that these 2 people are going through is that they're learning how to create space and hold space for each other as they both evolve. So it's like, if I have to relearn how to love you because you are someone new, then I'm going to do that. I'm not going to take offense to it. I'm not going to make it an issue or a problem. If this is who you're saying you are, I'm going to learn how to love you in that energy, because guess what? People change, people grow, people evolve. And anyone who doesn't want you to change, grow, and evolve isn't necessarily going to be the ideal partner. Especially if they themselves are not focused on growing. That's the beauty between these 2. They might be on the outs. They might have their spats. They might be beefing sometimes. And what true love couple doesn't? But these 2 are meant for each other. Meant. Ain't no way the Emperor come out and then the Empress is at the bottom, and then the Queen of Wands comes out and then the King of Wands is at the bottom. Y'all mirror each other. That's what makes you great partners. What you see in them is also in you. What they see in you is also in them. So it's clarity between two souls, not distortion. This Empress had to go and find herself again. And I think that the Emperor gave the Empress that space. And while that Empress was doing that, they found themselves. I'm pulling this out. I can't make it up. The Two of Cups. Where you go, I follow. Oh, these are soulmates. This is like true soulmate energy. You incarnate, they incarnate. Oh, you're going into that dimension? I'm going there too. You ain't going nowhere where I'm not going. We together. We locked in. For real. For real. And I feel like the masculine might have led this charge a little bit in this cycle of renewal. So maybe it is a slightly reversed. The Emperor had to go. Maybe you did some growing and evolving, and it pushed this Empress to find balance with their Emperor by also stepping into their growth and their power. Yeah. Oh yeah. The connection between these two is a source of enlightenment. Shoot, I might just pull from the whole bottom of the deck, period. And I almost feel like what the Emperor might have struggled with facing within themselves, they saw within this Empress, and vice versa. What the Empress might have struggled with facing in themselves, they saw in this Emperor again, which is why it makes them a good pair for one another. Yeah, there's a deep soul recognition between these two. And a lot of healing and alignment that's meant to happen. So even, again, I can't get over that. Even if they are on the outs, they're really not on the outs. And maybe for someone here, maybe it's you, Cancer, Leo, if this is resonating with you, be mindful to kind of keep what happens between you and your person, because if y'all are in this type of true soulmate energy, yeah, you're gonna have, again, your little spats, your little beef moments, but you're gonna grill it up and you're gonna eat it. So if you, in those beef moments, go talk to your friends about, well, they ignore me and they're doing this and da-da-da-da, and then you turn right back around and you're right back with them, or now y'all good. Spare your friends the emotional roller coaster. Okay? Keep it between you and this person. Unless it's like you absolutely need help, it's gone completely sour, you're in a dangerous situation and you need support. Little spats, keep them between y'all. Don't involve your friends in that. For all they know, y'all are Gucci, y'all are cool, everything is good. Y'all, again, could even be beefing, but they don't need to know that. Somebody might have to learn that. They can't go running to friends or family either. Okay? Because if you're choosing to be in commitment with somebody, that's a commitment between you two. Not, and yes, family is involved, but not within that union. There's only 2 cups. Not 4, not 6, not 8, not 10. 2. Okay? Show me the Emperor. What energy is this Emperor in? The Lovers. Ooh. How do I want to? I guess I'm going to have to take it in reverse. Why are the Lovers in reverse? The Hierophant at the bottom. Yeah. This is an Emperor and an Empress that are going to step into Hierophant and High Priestess energy eventually. Y'all, I can't make it up. I can't make it up. They're not there yet. There's still some ego to have to get over. Still some mental shifts that need to happen. But that's the frame of this new beginning. Judgment. To close out the karmic energy and karmic cycles between the two that they couldn't see in themselves, but they see in each other, to strengthen this Four of Wands and balance out the scales with the Six of Cups. Here comes this King of Swords. You could be dealing with an air sign or a fire sign. Okay. Why the Five of Pentacles in reverse with the Lovers in reverse? Dang, my deck's not upside down. Seven of Wands in reverse with the Queen of Pentacles. Yeah, that's what I mean. That's what I mean. Yeah, I think that's just the strongest message here. If you are still kind of working through some issues with someone that you know you're in a lover's bond, you know is your soulmate, just don't involve your friends in it like that. Don't involve your family in it like that. You and this person got to figure that out between y'all. Okay? Seems like this Empress energy, though, has been stable or solid. What's the Justice then? Maybe waiting on this Emperor to stand their ground in it. Yeah. It could be the Emperor that's in that Ten of Swords, that they're being faced with some stuff. Like I said, I felt like the Emperor might be leading the evolution in this round of renewal. They might be going through a cycle that they got to cleanse and purify, while the Empress is kind of holding space for them to do so. Yeah, that's it. It's like somebody knows that they're holding space. Like, it's as frustrating as it might be. It's like you're not going to leave this person. You're not going anywhere. So there's no point in really like bad mouthing the situation or this person, or again, including the peanut gallery. Like, that's just not needed and necessary if you know you're going to be here. Show me the Queen of Wands. The Knight of Wands. Yeah, I think someone maybe talks to their friends or family and out of frustration and out of a need for validation, you just want someone to tell you that you're right and that this person is wrong. But it's like you might get over it, but your friends aren't going to get over it. Your family not going to get over it. So just be, again, mindful. I can't stress that enough. If that is something that you find yourself doing, you need to stop. You need to cut it out. Because if you are going to choose to be in the situation and that's your choice, then you need to choose to deal with whatever come with that situation. Don't put your friends and your family in the middle of your business. Sort it out between you and this person, because that's who's in the relationship, not everybody else. Okay? And maybe that could have been what had you in this Emperor on the outs. Maybe this Emperor was like, dang, why you always run into your friends? And tell them, because again, your friends are going to hold on to it. You're going to be like, no, we got over it. They're not going to get over it. Now they know that he said this or he did that and whatever the case may be. And y'all argued about that. So now that's going to taint the view of this person. So now that might, you know, if you have friendships that you share, or relationships, or your friends are his friends and his friends are your friends, and that's how y'all roll, then it's going to make the situation a little awkward. Because here's the thing, you might be mature enough to get through it and get over it. Your friends might not. Your family might not. So they gonna hold on to it and just cause unnecessary drama. So that could have been what kind of made this Emperor feel like, well, maybe this isn't love. Like, I don't know. I just heard you don't have my back. Like, that's okay. It's also important for feminine energy, if you are going to be dedicated to a masculine, if you are going to be in a relationship, in a partnership with them, you got to protect them too. Masculines need protection too. Yes, they are the protectors and the providers and all of that, but they also need protection. And how you do that is, again, not disrespecting them in front of your friends, in front of your family, not busting their balls, or not going running and telling all the little spats y'all get into, because how a masculine is perceived and respected is a big part of their identity and their social currency. And as their feminine counterpart, you play a big role in that. Dignity is a big thing about it too. So as challenging as that might be, that's what somebody has to work on. Because it might feel good in a moment, but it could do some long-term damage to the bond that you have. So it's not really all on this masculine. As the feminine, as the empress, it is your charge to make sure you cover your masculine too, in the same way that he covers you. Now, I understand if he's not covering you, I get you not wanting to cover him, okay? But nobody's perfect. Everybody's, doing their best, I guess. Okay? This is where grace has to come in. All right. Yeah, because I really do think this emperor could have a bit of a wounded ego around this now, because they might be getting mistreated, not mistreated, but your friends might be coming around and saying something. Your mama, your daddy, your siblings, your cousins getting little snarky comments. That could be the little gossip about it, right? You don't want your man to show up to the function and then their business is all, oh, so I heard you ended it. Yeah, that ain't cool. That family shouldn't be able to say, I heard you did this and said that and da-da-da-da, or just trying to come to them and check them about something that y'all are trying to sort out between y'all. Not cool. Not cool at all. So that probably has happened, I'm sensing. Okay. Show me the Hermit. Yeah, like I'm trying to tell you, it has to come to an end. It has to stop. It has to transform and transmute into wisdom. You got to be a little bit wiser than that. And let me say that differently. I'm sorry. You got to think beyond just your own need for validation in those moments. That's what partnership is about. It's not just about you satisfying yourself. You have someone else to think about. And what their needs are important, just as important as your needs. And just because someone might fall short of meeting your needs doesn't mean that you go blast them. So it's a lack of maturity, just in truth. It just is. And that's the beauty of this kind of connection, because it's not going to just be, and I know a lot of the times, yeah, typically it is the masculine that struggles with that, but it'd be feminine energy too. Struggles with being mature. And I feel like that's what somebody has to realize. You're going to keep pushing this masculine away if you keep doing that. Okay? If you need to be validated, talk to your masculine. Let them know how you feel. Don't go let everybody else know. Don't go blast it on the internet either. Don't go posting on social media. It's like a lot of that is habit and a lot of that is pattern. And it needs to be broken. It needs to change. Show me this King of Wands. Yeah, so it feels like the feminine is a little impulsive around that. And I think it makes this masculine question their intentions. Are you intending to hurt me? Are you trying to embarrass me? Like, what? It hurts. Masculines can hurt too. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I know that might be like, yeah, I don't want to protect their ego, but it is their, it's a large part of their identity, whether we like it or not. It is a large part of their identity. And again, it's a big part of their social currency. You have to understand that. Girl world and boy world, very different worlds. Mars and Venus, different planets, different rulers. In the land of Mars, it is all about respect. Okay? So any sort of disrespect, looking crazy, that's gonna wound them more than you think it is. Okay? Yeah. I could go on and on about that, but I think that's what this masculine is now questioning in this situation, someone's intention. Yeah. I don't think that this masculine expected that from this feminine. So this could be maybe the first kind of bump in the road between these two. Show me the Hangman. Yeah, come on, the 10 of coins. But just because it's a bump in the road don't mean that the road isn't meant to be journeyed on. It's going to have bumps. It's going to have turns. It's going to have curves. It's going to have little pits and little cracks and things. Like, that's fine. Keep walking that path, though. And I think that's the truth of this situation. These are two people who want the 10 of Pentacles with each other. And that's really a large part of it. You got to want that 10 of Pentacles. Both people do. And in order to want it, you got to work at it. You have to want to do the work. And I think these two want to. Like I said, there is some sort of renewal that's going to happen here in Virgo season. I just think that the masculine doesn't feel all the way in harmony with this feminine because of how the feminine is behaving with that impulsiveness to kind of be too quick to kind of play the ego game with this masculine. So it's just a need to be mindful, because that can also be a coping mechanism. That could be a trauma response. Somebody has to get to the root of it and transmute it. Show me the Emperor with the Lovers in reverse. Yeah. It doesn't feel like love when the Empress does that. When this feminine does that, it doesn't feel like love. It feels like an attack. It probably triggers this masculine. And not that you should avoid triggering the masculine at all, because sometimes triggers need to happen so that they can heal. Again, there's a lot of healing here. So you're going to trigger each other. But it's about how y'all come together and work through that trigger, as opposed to further the trigger or the damage or the wound. I don't think this feminine knew she was wounding her masculine by doing that. Show me the 5 of Pentacles with the 7. Yeah, I can't make it up. The 4 of Wands. Chariot with the Hierophant in reverse. It's almost like this masculine might be feeling like they maybe want to give up on this. Like, it's that deep. It is that deep for masculine energy in general. Again, it might not be that deep to feminine energy. Oh, they know that I'm just joking. Oh, they know that I'm playing, because that might work in Venus land and girl world. Nuance and being able to read between line and all that, like that exists there. Not in the Mars land. Not in Mars world. Okay? So this Empress has to bring an end to their karmic behavior. Okay? Yeah, 4 of Cups. I also get that this is somebody who might threaten divorce a lot if this is a relationship, like a marriage. Well, we could just break up then. Well, we could just, it's like, don't be quick to do that either. Because you didn't get into, well, hopefully you didn't get into a union and a marriage and that desire for that 10 of Pentacles just to kind of threaten for it to end every day. Just because you're frustrated or you're not getting your way or you're not being heard. It's like, that's the whole point of marriage, is to evolve, to grow. So if you don't want to grow, you don't want to evolve, don't get married. Simple as that. But y'all two made that agreement and commitment to one another because of what is meant to grow between you two. How you both are supposed to grow. You service each other in that way. So commit to that service. Show me the Queen of Wands with the Knight of Wands next to this 4 of Cups. Yeah. I'm trying to tell you, it's the impulsiveness of this Queen of Wands that creates obstacles and challenges. So if you're the feminine tuning in, you need to get that in check, boo. Don't lose out on your match because of your need to be validated outside of this connection. Show me the Hermit with death. Yep. The Tower and the Ace of Pentacles. Because I feel a lot of commitment from this masculine. I feel like they are committed to trying to figure out how to make this work, but they're not. Because y'all both are showing up in fire energy. Y'all read each other's energy. So it's like the king of wands understands, but at the same time, they're also not the type to put up with it. In the same way that the queen of wands understands, but they don't want to put up with it. So y'all are, again, two sides of the same coin. Y'all got to learn how to recognize your energy in each other and focus on that. Yes, this masculine wants a family with this feminine. With this Ace of Pentacles, it's like, I want to plant my roots here. I want to plant the seed here. I want to grow this pentacle into a 10 of Pentacles. But just in the same way that the feminine has expectations, so does the masculine. And there's nothing wrong with that. But I think with the Seven of Wands in reverse, the Lovers in reverse, and the Five of Pentacles in reverse, maybe both of y'all have to be willing to fight through the triggers and close out personal cycles for yourself so that y'all can show up as best as you can for one another. That's the inner work. That's the self-work that's required in a Four of Wands. And your best isn't going to look the same every day. That's where the love kicks in. Someone's 100% might look like 50% one day. But if that's the best that they can do, that's the best that they can do today. It doesn't mean that they don't care. It doesn't mean they don't love. It doesn't mean something's fallen off. It just means that people go through things. That's where the compassion has to come in. Because you're human at the end of the day. Show me the Two of Cups with the Three of Wands. Yeah. Page of Pentacles and a Page of Wands. Somebody's ready to have kids. If kids don't already exist in this, it's like somebody's ready for that. But y'all got to learn how to work as a team first. Because children will absolutely highlight where the dysfunction is between two people. So it's like the masculine wants that, but y'all got to be on the same page. Those cups have to be at equal distance and connect with one another. Okay? So I feel like this masculine is expecting a little bit more maturity probably from this feminine. Okay? A little bit more of that Page of Pentacles energy, more consistency. So that the spark, the energy, the renewal can continue to happen. Okay. Alrighty, so show me then, how does the feminine do that, or what does both the feminine and the masculine in this message need to heal so that they can get that Lovers upright? Because I do feel like it has y'all both thinking if you really want to do this forever. But it's like y'all are a match. But you have to be willing to be committed to that. So maybe it's just a question of, are these two people ready to commit and build that Ten of Pentacles? Yeah, creativity, inspiration, artist ideas. You're not broken. Trust the process. Healing is happening. Yeah. And you know, that's a very vulnerable thing. When you are in a marriage and you're in a union, you're seeing someone for who they are, fully. And it's vulnerable. But neither one of y'all are broken. It's just the process of learning how to be a team. So there is a silver lining. There's hope in this energy. Okay? There's a balance coming between the two. And I don't think these are two people that can really hold a grudge for too long, which I think is why this works out so well, because they're both in fire energy. Yeah, that energy evaporates really quickly. So that's going to help. That's going to help for sure. What else is going to help these two come together? Surrender to the mystery and trust. Exactly. Surrender the old habits, the old ways, especially if you have a partner that's pointing it out to you. They're not telling you that to be mean. They're telling you that because it's what's going to help the relationship go smoother. They're telling you that because they don't feel safe, or they don't feel protected, or they, they want to feel those things with you, not just want to bash you over the head. And I think maybe that's what it is. The feminine in this energy might not do too well with like critique, or it makes them feel vulnerable, or like they're broken, or like it points out a flaw. They get defensive. And there's no need to be defensive, especially when you have genuine love with someone. They love you. So there's no need to have defenses up. And maybe that's what this feminine couldn't trust all the way, or is needing to learn how to trust. That this masculine genuinely loves them, genuinely cares for them, wants what's best for them, wants this to work out. So they're not going to say anything to them just to be mean. They're pointing it out because it's something they see, or it's something that affects them, or it hurts them. And they don't want to feel that way. So don't take it offensive. Take it as a sign of love and care. You would be worried, especially in this Queen and King of Wands, you would be worried if nothing was said. If they didn't take the time out to, say how they feel, or share what was on their mind, or try to correct the energy, that's when you really have lost a fire sign. They don't care at that point. So if a fire sign is still talking to you, still showing up for you, they care. Once that changes, that's when you might have lost them. So again, take it as a sign of love, okay? Yeah, sacred masculine. This is a sacred masculine. Protection and support. Yeah, fertile void with the inner winter, rest, patience, and potency. Codes of the seeds. The blueprint is within the next step. So the next step for these two is building towards the 10 of Pentacles. Children can be involved in that. But y'all got to make sure that you're on the same page and y'all know how to be a team. Because once them babies come, it's not y'all versus each other. It's y'all versus whatever that baby need. You know what I mean? And y'all got to be able to put the ego down and find the solution, find the balance. Again. Okay? Yeah, answer the call to leadership and soul gifts. That's exactly what you're pulling out of each other, especially in the fire energy. The Emperor pulls out the leader and the Empress. The Empress pulls out the leader and the Emperor. Okay, and that's also going to connect you to your soul gifts. So this is a very spiritually aligned connection for sure. Yeah, and that doesn't always look like sunshine and rainbows. That's hard work. More work than really just kind of a not so spiritually aligned connection. But it's work that's worth it. It's work that builds a 10 of Pentacles. Yeah, you're not broken. Trust the process. Creation's realized. It's the right time. Celebrate. So it's time for the Empress to evolve this energy. It's time for the masculine to evolve into their leadership, to heal that wound. It might be difficult for this masculine to talk about that. So again, if they are letting you know, hey, that hurts my feelings, that's huge. That's huge. Don't make that small something small. That's big. They took the time out to communicate what they felt. That's huge. Treat it as such. Respect it as such. Okay? Don't automatically assume that they're lying to try to, I'm hearing to try to get attention or to try to make up. Don't assume that. That would be projecting probably your past onto them. Okay? Attracting like a rose, receive and desire. Yeah. Yeah. That probably the impulsive energy to go kind of be caught up in some sort of drama was probably not attractive. Probably took some attraction points away from this feminine. Okay? But it doesn't mean that they can't regain those points, I guess. But it's the feminine learning how to be the Empress, and again, the masculine learning how to be the Emperor. Yeah, sensuality, love, romance, and pleasure. That's what exists here. And the more you want that, if that's what you want, especially if you're the feminine tuning in, you want more of that romance from this masculine, then you got to be in that position to receive it. And how you kind of get that going is, I mean, I think that's different for every masculine, but in this situation, if I were to pinpoint it, it's probably being a bit more aware of how your actions affect them. Being a bit more considerate. Because fire is sensitive, right? I don't think we talk about that a lot. Water is sensitivity too, but so is fire. It's temperamental. It's touchy. It's, you know, you gotta be careful with it. It's not something you can really throw around. And I think that that's the kind of respect that this masculine is looking for and needs. Okay? Yeah, I think there's a feminine here realizing that they are in alignment with their sacred masculine, and they got to start showing up as the sacred feminine to match that energy. Yeah, replenishment, health, and self-care. Didn't I say that earlier? This could be a masculine that's coming in to heal. Instead of you feminine doing all the healing, there's a masculine that has healing capacity. I know that's right. Yeah, the fertile void. Somebody wants to plant that pentacle in the fertile void. Okay. Make it grow into a 10 of pentacles. So yeah, it's this masculine sees their future with you. So again, just because this is some sort of spat or some sort of miscommunication or slight misalignment doesn't mean it's wrong. Doesn't mean the masculine doesn't want you. Doesn't mean you're a bad person. It's like, don't catastrophize it. It just means the masculine cares because they see you in their future and they want you there. If they did not want you there, especially with a King of Wands in the upright, if they did not want you there, they would not be there. Okay? Trust and believe that. If anybody's actions you can trust, it's a King of Wands upright. There's no faking. There's no lying in that. Because you can read it on them. There's no poker face with a King of Wands. You know exactly how they feel, exactly what they think, because they're moving and they're showing you, and they're not afraid to take action on it. Nothing to misread, nothing to calculate. All authentic action from their spirit. So how they move, especially in the upright, is who they are. Okay? Yeah. And I do think that there is some etheric support for you too. Yeah. Y'all are together to learn and teach each other how to be that leader. Because that's the skill that both your souls and spirits need to develop. And you're perfect for that for each other. All right? Alrighty, my loves, I'm going to leave it there. I really do hope that this was helpful, gave you some sort of clarity, confirmation, guidance, insight, or maybe a little healing truth that you needed. If it did resonate, drop me a comment down below. Y'all know I love to talk to you and chat with you in the comments. I really do. You can also use our sanctuary code that's in a comment down below as well. Just an emoji system if you want to remain private about what specifically resonates with you, but want to let me know that you were here, you tuned in, and you received something from this message. So go ahead and drop any rose emoji to show gratitude, any heart color emoji to show love. Drop a lightning bolt if this really resonated with you or hit home for you or sparked something in your higher self. And drop a candle if you're just here tuning in, soaking it up, even if it didn't fully resonate. You want to hold space for those who might connect with this message. We appreciate that. I love when y'all do that. I thank you guys so much for being here and tuning in. If you want a personal with me, the link to book is in the description box. You can shop your merch. All of that, again, linked down in the description box. Don't forget, those August cusp love and astrology readings are now available on my shop for individual purchase. When you purchase it, you will have lifetime access to that reading. So it will never go away as long as you have that confirmation email. You can re-download the link as many times as you need to. And even if you lose the email, you can reach out to me and I can resend it to you once you've made that purchase, okay? Lifetime access. But those bundles where you can get the astro and love message for each cusp at a discounted price are only going to be available through the 31st, okay? So once the 31st hits, after the 31st, they will be done. They won't be available again, and all the individual readings will be locked in the Sacred Rose membership vault on the store. So in order to tune into them, you'll have to join the membership, okay? So if you don't want to do the monthly price, go ahead and get that one-time purchase right now. All right, and I appreciate y'all so very much. Shout out to everybody who's already purchased their messages. I hope they are serving you well throughout this month of August. And I will see you in our next one next season. Love you lots. Namaste.